Okay, so I hope the sound is okay. I keep forgetting my lens is over here. So I got this spread. I just wanted to see what we got going on, what's coming up. Not coming up, but what type of energy we're in. It's time to switch elements. So we have this King of Pentacles here. I just love these fucking graphics. I'm using the 8 Coins Tattoo Tarot. She's a dope ass artist, by the way. So King of Coins. In one way or another, when it comes to the physical, when it comes to earth, when it comes to being stable, securing finances, making money, finding ways to make money, we're at a point where we have that established, where 9 of Pentacles, we have a sense of knowing what we're capable of and how we can do whatever we need to do to at least take care of ourselves. But it's still difficult. 10 of Wands, it doesn't come without hard work. But at this point, it's necessary, or we know it's enough. We know we can do X, Y, and Z to get the job done, to get the bills paid, to take care of ourselves, and the balance of self-care. These grapes are in both cards. Using the King energy to actually secure ourselves independently. We can do that in the 9 of Pentacles energy. It's still an active card. It's still a word. Well, not necessarily active, but you've reached a pinnacle of financial success, and it seems like the 10 of Wands is where you're about to burst through to the next level of financial acumen, where you can actually Judgment and the Lovers, both decision cards. The thing is, though, you want the next thing to be abundant in emotional, in an emotional sense. Like, you want to enjoy it, you want to feel it, you want to not feel inundated with burden with this other 10 energy that is here. But the thing is, you're sick of being where you were or where you are. You're trying to get to the next step. So here comes Lovers and Judgment, because it's asking you to choose what you love. Now that you have the chance to make a choice, you have the King of Pentacles energy, true enough. But that's an energy, if not careful, that can keep you stuck, and it can keep you stagnant. It can keep you bound to something. Hence, the 10 of Wands is coming up. The Moon card shows that this is the next phase, but you don't know what's to come in the next phase. You just know that there's a shift and there's a change. And it feels like you've been through changes like this before. So you know that it's time to up the ante. It's time to level up. It's time to make that shift like you did before. However long ago, it could have been that decade. It could have been 10 years ago, you were doing XYZ, and now it's at the end of the cycle, end of a 10-year cycle of doing something specific, or working a certain type of way, or doing a certain type of profession, or whatever. So the thing is that you're shifting into, you're not a stranger to. You're actually more than halfway established. And it could be something that you do for fun. It doesn't necessarily have to be something you've ever used in a King of Pentacles type of way, 9 of Pentacles type of way. It wasn't something that you would bank on. But you're being asked to choose Judgment, what you love, Lovers. You have to integrate. The fear's going to be there. You got to do it anyway. And the thing you love is there, but it has that level of uncertainty with the Moon here. It's like, you would love it if X, Y, and Z. Like, the 7 of Pentacles is almost a preparation. taking stock of what you've got, what it's going to take, the procedure, the process. Like, there's never going to be a moment when you're just going to say, I'm just going to go balls to the wall and just begin. You know what I'm saying? But you have the opportunity to do that. You still feel like you need more research, which is going to come, but you have to decide first. This judgment in lovers is way over here next to your current station, next to where you are currently, and it's shifting in emotion where you don't end the cycle until you've already decided to begin a new one. So there's concurrent energies happening. You just, with the moon and the 10 of cups, and this 10 of cups is more figurative than literal, or more energetic than it is in a physically tangible way. It's what you can associate with what it is that you know you want to choose. It's just the apprehension with this 7 of Pentacles, because you can't account for everything that is to come with it. Therefore, you feel like you need more information. Above that, though, you have the world. And this guarantees a sense of expansion, whether it's you being more visible to the public, networking with people around the world, being in those communities that share the type of vision that you have, or the type of niche that you're in. There are those communities and those worlds that you can evolve into that will help you with this informative process, because you can't figure it out all on your own. But there are people who have done what you're about to do, people who can actually give advice for exactly what stage you're in and need. And that's the best part of the information age, is because there's somebody who's done it before you. Whether they're ultra successful or not, it's just they have tidbits of information that you can use. This reminds me of the Scorpio reading almost. That light after dark. It does give you a sense of, like you're going to pick up what you need, because somebody may not be that far ahead of you, but they may have taken that first lunge towards this avenue. You know what I mean? So being in that world that you're in, that community you're in, that area of life that you're in, that you're moving towards, because I feel like you will decide towards it. It's just this moon card is very strong. It has that blanket of question around it. And, if you don't realize anything, realize right now that there is no certainty. Not to life itself, not to our progress. You can be in this position and lose everything. And then you don't even have your passion to fall back on, because you never were courageous enough to go and follow what it is that you actually want to do and want to have and want to be and want to create. We have the 4 of Wands here, and it's giving a level of security. The thing I like about it is the beginning of the reading is this 10 of Wands energy, which is, carrying so many tasks, duties, responsibilities, obligations. This to-do list is a mile long, and it's always something that you haven't done and need to do, and the list is never complete. And the thing is, once you start to operate in this energy of satisfaction, it's not just satisfaction, it's also it's like this is a space that you can't quite fill with anything. And it's always been there. It's always been this space. It's always been this space. The more you do what you have to do, it's going to start to fill. You have these phases, you have these stages. And every so often you need to check and see how much progress you're making towards your actual desire. I mean, you have the Lover's card. This is desire, and the Judgment. And it has both both energies highlighted here. You're going to have to integrate your King of Pentacles way of doing things towards what you love to do. You needed that practical application of time, energy, diligence, duty. You need that towards your own shit. You have the Four of Wands. And the King of Cups is crowning the whole reading. So this lets me know that it's that battle between what you have to do versus what you love to do. And you have to bring them together so that you love what you have to do or what you're choosing to do, if that makes sense. At the bottom of the deck, Six of Coins. And that's basically telling me, it's aligned with this Lover's energy, also vibrating at a number 6. And it just lets me know that also with that devil, the devil energy would be a 6 as well. You're just so used to doing things the hard way. But this decision is not hard. And you can make it. You could do it. No problem. But what are you waiting for? No one is going to guide you through this. If you're to be the emperor of what you're supposed to be the emperor of, you're not going to have a leader in this. You could adopt mentors. You could learn from a lot of people. Like I said, that gathering information and doing research, but don't get hung up on doing so much research and having so much information that you inundate yourself with a bunch of instructions and rules that will further confuse you. That moon card energy is very, very tricky because it can get you caught up where you think you're in one position and you're actually in another, or also changing the state of your emotional self. It has an influence to have you feeling like you're not doing as much as you could or should, or that you haven't accomplished as much as you actually have. And that will put you in a place of reflection. Reflection in the way that you're feeling about where your progress is, doubt can start to creep in. And when you get to that point, the things you start to see will reflect that doubt right back to you. You'll see people's failure stories. You'll see people's brick wall stories. You'll see the negative reviews. You'll see those comments that are destructive and not constructive. You'll have to be careful because that King of Cups energy, well, when it comes to the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups energy, there will be a lot you'll need to discern. The reality of it is one thing, visibly. Emotionally and energetic, there is another reality right below the surface. So you'll have to discern physically what you're allowing your emotional to absorb and reflect. Like, you have to do a mirror check. You're going to have to check yourself. Because being in a state of mind or being in a state of just uncertainty will give you certain synchronicities that don't actually belong to you. They belong to your reflections and projections. They belong to your fears. So you'll get synchronicities in that regard too, and you'll have to know the difference. Your emotional intelligence is really going to be key at this time. And if you don't feel like you can make a sound judgment between what's really real and what is not, find that friend, find that family member or that associate that's going to tell you like it is, that knows you to a certain extent, but it can be honest to ground you. You need to be grounded. So the reality check, even if it's in the physical sense, you need somebody to bring you back down to reality. The moon energy is going to have you oscillating in that Neptunian confusion, illusionary type of energy. King of Cups is here. So the thing is, you're going to feel very, very, you're going to have the capacity to feel quite a bit when it comes to your opportunity, your new adventure, your new, that Ace of Wands came through, and it just let me know it's like the Ten of Wands was the straw that broke the camel's back, and it's like now I have to choose because I cannot keep choosing this. You have the ability to begin again, something that you just put down. So you're not a novice. You could be, but you're not absolutely brand new to this. You could still be in the beginning stages, but you have 7 pentacles towards this. That tells me that you have put time and energy into it. The thing is, you just haven't seen them yield the way that you would assume, in your 10 of Cups frame of mind that it would produce. Of course, we would like to see it on, one of those videos where they have the time lapse of plants growing and you can see the progress from seedling to sprouting and flowers or fruit or whatever it may be. There's still countless hours, minutes, seconds, things that you have put towards this. I spoke about this before, like the thing you do when you procrastinate or the thing that takes your mind away from the things that burden you and weigh you down. You should be doing that. That is pretty much where we're going. It's about desire. It is. It truly is. Like, what can you really feel the most comfortable doing? It's not even work. Like, you're getting paid to play, whatever it is. And it may not even be finance related just yet, but it does yield finances. We have the Ace of Wands that came up. That tells me the creative energy is far more present. 4 of Wands, Ace of Wands. These wands are bringing this momentum. And the thing is, it does yield finances. You already are at the 7 of Pentacles, which is the investment that you gave. You're not necessarily looking at it as the financial opportunity, which is why there's a lot of apprehension around it. Not the sun. The problem, the real problem, it is the sun. You're so used to being in the dark that the exposure, you're not ready for the exposure. And you would shine. But I think there's something in that scares you. I don't know if you could handle it. Not the way that you think you could. It's like with that type of exposure, that's how those types of heights. It's almost like expecting to get to it's like expecting to elevate and then to get dropped. You know what I mean? Like too much success is dangerous. Or Do I even feel comfortable being seen because I've been mistreated and overlooked? That's what I know. That's why I can just stay on my grind, do my thing, King of Pentacles style, and silently build, being solid, being stable. But no one expects for you to use your heart for once. Because you're sensible. You're the sensible one. But under the surface, the moon has been stirring and kind of festering. And it's time to run the waters. King of Cups. So it's going to put you in, like white water. The amusement park where water is just flowing. It's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You can't control how much your emotions will fluctuate with your new way of being. You won't be able to control your reactions to things that surprise you, that bring elation. You can't control your happy. Or anything else, your sadness. If you're in a position, a public position, a position where you could be viewed, the world, the internet, World Wide Web, the exposure, you're going to have to confront that. You can manage the exposure. For once, just let your emotions run. Just let them be. That's why the Ten of Wands is so burdensome. Because you're holding it all together and it's not even, you don't have to. You've already won. Subtract the Four of Wands from the Ten of Wands, you have the Six of Wands. You're already recognized. You just have to accept it. And the Ace of Wands is offering that. If you want it, you've got it. Okay. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I will talk to you guys later.